Well, we've been chatting about mental health and good well-being on the show this week ahead of World Mental Day on Saturday. What could be better for your state of mind than some fresh air, a stroll in the park with man's best friend? Ticks every box, that one, doesn't it? Well, I went along to Newsham Park to meet the folks involved with Pets and Pals Community Walk to go for a stroll and find out a bit more.
It's a walk where some of us who live in the area set a meeting point with our dogs, and we advertise it for anyone who wants to join us, whether they've got a dog or not. Just come along and say hello and take a little bit of fresh air, just nice and leisurely, end with a cup of tea and a chat, and just get to know us.
I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's a real social thing, this, isn't it?
Well, definitely. I think if you've got a dog, it's an excellent way of starting a conversation.
Well, people always stop and think, isn't he lovely,
Yeah. And the dogs love that. They react really well to that kind of friendliness, and it sort of sets the tone for the next bit, which is a sort of person-to-person conversation. So they are a great way of introducing you to other people.
Now, what are your days where you meet here?
We've been meeting here for the last year, the third Friday of the month at midday. We meet at the kiosk where we are today, and on the nice day, we've been still been sitting here in the group chatting 4 hours later, believe it or not. Yeah.
So do all the dogs get along normally?
We've never had any problems in this park with all the dogs. Yeah, they generally get along really well.
Obviously, owning a dog has got its merits on its own. If you're suffering maybe stress or anxiety, dogs are a big help, aren't they?
Well, definitely. I actually got my little dog at a time where I was really struggling with my own mental health, and it got me into good routine. I wasn't working at the time. It got me out of bed, got me meeting with a group of people. I think people meet at a certain time of day, they get to know each other, and that certainly worked for me, getting me off to a good start. Talking about some of the issues I was going through with Sympathetic Ear really helped me pull myself round and sort of set the seed for what we're doing today, really.
Well, was it recommended to you, Richard, or was it something you just thought, I'm getting myself a dog, or did you have dogs originally? Or
This is my second dog. I wasn't keen at the time. Like I mentioned, I was not wanting to take on responsibility in any shape or form when little Betty arrived in my life, and it was my partner who took the decision. Right. And I just came in one day after a stomp walk, trying to clear my head or whatever, and there was a little 6-week-old little bundle of fluff that I didn't want to look at because I didn't want the responsibility, but
she grew on. She's beautiful.
She's definitely grew on me.
Grown on
yeah, she's 5 now.
She's great.
Yeah.
Have you found that people have opened up to you as well, Richard, having known that you've gone through some stress in your life?
Definitely. I think one of the things that maybe the difference between having Betty and my previous dog is I have come to terms with some of my own struggles over the years, and part of it is about talking about it. And a big part of me becoming a lot more aware and a lot more healthy in my head is having those conversations. And I've had hundreds where I've been out walking with the dogs, because I tend to be a little bit out and proud about it now, rather than all them years where I sort of tried to keep my head down and just hunker down and get through. So I've initiated lots of those conversations, and as a result, literally hundreds of people have talked about some of the strategies that they've used when they've hit a really dark place.
And of course it helps if you're talking with people who've been in them situations. You tend to think in a lot of cases that it's just you and it's only you going through this, but when you talk to people who are going through a similar thing, that's a big help, isn't it? Definitely,
yeah. And when you realise that what you've got to say is of such interest, because it does affect so many people, you sort of realise, actually, I've got something to say. You feel like that you're helping, but that your life has more relevance.
Best thing about your dog?
Betty. Oh, so many things.
You were like Michael Crawford, then you went, Betty, oh.
It's difficult to say. There's so many good
character.
things. Yeah, she's on a lead today because she's got a bit of a thing about food, so she goes from bin to bin. So because we're near the road, I'm not taking any chances. But ordinarily, she'd be going around sniffing. I know.
No, you can tell her ears are up there and she's looking round and, you know.
Doesn't miss a tree.
Well, let's just chat to this chap who's holding on to Betty for a second. Just tell us your name.
My name's Al Lovett.
So how long have you been involved with this, Al?
I've been coming along for, well, a year and a half, I should think, to Sefton Park and here, Newsham Park. I've become a good friend of Richard's and I've grown attached to Betty and Ziggy.
So you come along on the walks. You don't have a dog yourself?
I don't have a dog myself, but I love dogs, and I'm new to Liverpool, newish to Liverpool, so it's it's nice to get out and meet people
and make friends, of course.
Yeah. And I love dogs, and I can't have one where I'm living now. So
I see.
So yeah, it's
So this
good
is a
all
good
round.
way of getting around it, really. Isn't it? So where are you from originally, then?
Canada.
Okay.
Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
Been in the UK for a while, but I just moved to Liverpool a few years ago.
Uh-huh. So this has been a real a bonus for you here, isn't it? Because you're surrounded by the dogs, you're walking other people's dogs, you're chatting, making friends.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the best
it's
thing about it for you?
The friendship and the getting out and all that's good, but on the mental health aspect of it, it's the knowing that you're in an environment where you could talk about stress and anxiety and things, and I'm happy to have that release valve when I need it.
It helps. It helps. It's also people like
to have friends that I can, to meet people and have friends that I can talk about these things. It helps those issues from building up, and becoming major problems. For me, that's how it functions.
Did you find it difficult to talk about it?
At first, yeah. I think it's the kind of thing you tend to
keep to yourself.
Leave in a therapy room or keep to yourself, yeah.
So do you end up minding all these dogs when everyone goes for a cup of tea?
That's been known to happen, yes.
It's a great idea, they're doing really well over there. Newsham Park, the third Friday of the month at the kiosk. I think they meet about, is it 12 noon, is it? I'll check that one out for you if I can. But just go along there, they go for a walk, they have a chat. And the more the merrier, and the dogs all get along, and it's a real good idea. And Thelma's on text this morning. She said, Sean, I walk my dog between 2 and 3 miles a day, and I love it. The only problem with Thelma is by the end of the month she's in the Lake District. I just thought that. I can't get my coat. Some names come